As a child, my parents often left me alone at home. They saw how bored I was and felt sorry for me. To brighten my loneliness, they brought into the house a girl suffering from depression and said that she was now my sister. At first, she was sure that her appearance would only cause me hostility, but I gently took her hand. I promised to take care of her for the rest of my life. I felt genuinely sorry for my sister, and I became attached to her with all my heart. Every time my parents gave me pocket money, I would buy her lots of tasty things, and at night I would secretly sneak into her room. I told her bedtime stories, and when I felt sleepy, I lay down in her little bed. She hugged me tightly every night. She said that this was how she felt safe, and I myself valued this feeling of brotherly closeness very much. The time spent with my sister became the most vivid memory of my childhood. However, as the years went by, we grew up. My sister began to look at me differently, and her behavior began to seem strange. Some vague, unusual feelings arose within me. But I tried to be extremely careful not to cross the line of our brotherly-sisterly relationship. I didn't dare break that distance, so our relationship remained unspoken. As a result, her depression worsened, and her relatives decided to take her sister abroad for treatment. I cried long and bitterly after her departure. A lot of time passed, and now I was preparing to enter university. While I was busy with my work, a strange, ghostly sound suddenly came from my ear, which made me shudder. I answered the call, but there was only silence on the line, and then I asked, "Who is it?" And the next second I heard a voice that sounded like moonlight. "Brother," I heard, and at that very moment I felt as if I was thrown into an abyss. I tried to pull myself together and asked, "Zoo, is that you?" The phone went silent for a moment. She replied, "It's me, your brother." After that, we both fell silent for a long time. 1,000 questions swirled around in my head, but I didn't know where to begin. Finally, Bai Xiaoxu spoke first. "Brother, I'm at the gate of Peking University. Could you help me with my luggage?" Hearing her voice, I froze, and Liu Ruyan, who was standing next to me, immediately noticed how excited I was. After I ended the call, she immediately asked what had happened. I was so confused I could barely put words together. I answered Liu Ruyan on the go. "Xiaoxu is back. She's at the university gate now. I need to help her with her things." "Are you leaving?" Liu Ruyan asked after hearing that name. Her pupils dilated for a moment, but then she forced a smile. "You haven't spoken for so many years, you should certainly talk." "I won't go now, I'll meet Zhu another time," I added, but after the lesson I still decided to go to her. Liu Ruyan watched me go, and her voice, addressed to my shadow, was quiet and indistinct. "Bai Xiaoxu. Since you haven't contacted Feng Yuan for so many years, why did you come back now? Do you want to take him away from me again? More than 5 years have passed." During all this time, neither I nor my parents received a single message from her, and everyone was very worried because she was so far away, abroad. My heart was full of hope, but I felt a lack of strength. All I could do was wait for her to contact me. I was very worried now. So many years apart, and we're already grown up. I didn't know if she'd tell me what happened then. I didn't understand how our meeting would go, but I knew that I had to see her, and I hurried to the university gates. Even though 5 years had passed, I recognized her at first sight. Perhaps it's that special bond between brother and sister. She looked beautiful and noble. She had shiny silver hair and stood in high heels, radiating a confidence that made people back away. But deep down, I noticed that her old nervousness was still there. Seeing this, I felt a weight on my soul. "Didn't you get treatment abroad? Why haven't you gotten better?" Bai Xiaoxu stood at the gate and was already looking at me. We stood frozen in front of each other, as if time itself had stopped, and then Bai Xiaoxu spoke. "Brother, I can't handle the luggage alone." I walked slowly towards her, my heart pounding, my breath catching in my throat, and I took her suitcases. "Xiaoxu, long time no see," I said as she fixed her hair. "It's been 44 days since we last saw each other. How are your parents? Are they doing well?" "They're fine. I missed you so much. I even saw my mom in secret." "Delete your photo," Bai Xiaoxu suddenly said, sinking into depression again. I apologized, feeling that her mood had completely soured. I quickly changed the subject. "It's good that you're back. Are you staying this time or leaving again?" I asked, looking her straight in the eyes. "You want me to leave, stupid girl," I said indignantly. She immediately corrected herself. "Of course I don't want you to leave, okay, brother." Xiaoxu assured me that this time she would stay for a long time. Hearing this, I reached for my phone to share the good news. "Great, I need to call my parents immediately," I said, but didn't even have time to enter the unlock code. Bai Xiaoxu suddenly hugged me tightly. Her voice was as soft and gentle as it had been when I was little. Brother. I asked her, you said Mom wanted me to cry, but what about you? Did you even think about me all this time? I love you more than anyone, even more than my parents. When we were little, they were always away on business trips and I was the one taking care of you. Forgive me, she replied. I began to console my sister as best I could. I understand everything. You must have had your own difficulties. Neither I nor your parents ever blamed you. We were just too worried about you. I added, I'm afraid you had a hard time abroad. Don't apologize. The main thing is that you're back. The girl was visibly agitated. I suddenly lowered my voice and sighed. There are more and more people around. We better move away. I whispered in her ear, don't cry, okay? Let's take our things to the dorm. Xiaoxu only buried her head deeper into my chest in response. Out of habit, I wiped her tears with my sleeve, involuntarily smiling at this picture. Then I walked my sister to the dorm door and got ready to go about my business. When I saw the dormitory building, I was a little confused. Xiaoxu, I remember you as a drama student. Are you still performing downtown? She just chuckled, I just came from there. Are you stupid? Well, that's the thing with a profession. Of course, you can do whatever you want. How do you manage to keep up with me? I asked with a smile. You know, I don't really like anything, except you. Xiaoxu finished her sentence silently. I just sighed heavily. Since I've taken it on, I'll try to see it through, and if I don't like it, I'll change my profession. Well, here we are, at the women's dorm. I said, I can't go inside to help with things. How about asking Ruyan to help you? At the mention of that name, Bai Xiaoxu's expression instantly changed. Her voice turned cold. Brother, are you talking to her? What are you even thinking about? What's going on between you two? I felt uneasy. It seemed my sister had really matured a lot. Where did this misunderstanding come from? After all, Ruyan had simply helped me with my performance. I explained, well, I just helped her carry her luggage this morning, that's all. What a coincidence that we ended up together. By the way, in the future, I'll be your senior in your class. Xiaoxu thanked me coldly. It was indeed an accident, but for some reason it felt awkward. I felt the pressure in the air ease as she spoke again, still coldly. Brother, you seem to enjoy being the elder, and anyway, your luggage is quite light. I can handle it myself. Will you come to my place for dinner tonight? I don't know the way at all, she added and quickly stood up. I remained standing, feeling the tension rise, though I still couldn't figure out what I'd done wrong. I truly didn't understand my sister anymore. Everything in her head was much more complex than in mine. After the night, I approached her again. Bai Xiaoxu was just leaving the dormitory and waved her hand at me. Her delicate face was illuminated by a soft light. At that moment, she seemed so calm and clear, I couldn't help but admire her. Xiaoxu was incredibly beautiful. She came up to me and took my arm. She blinked, looking me straight in the eyes. Do you like me? I looked at the girl next to me. Of course I like you, you know it yourself. I remember you once said that I was dear to you. You said it yourself. I don't care what you meant then, Xiaoxu thought to herself, squeezing my hand tightly. Let's go eat. What do you want, little sister? You must have had really bad food abroad. I agree, I've gotten so skinny, I need to catch up. I want a Chongqing hot pot. And fried porcini mushrooms and meat with rice, anything that's truly delicious. Then let's eat it all. I'm treating you, don't worry, I have plenty of money. We'll buy you a gift tomorrow to celebrate your return. Brother, where did you get so much money? She asked in surprise. I answered proudly, I'm a variety show star now. Have you signed a contract with a production company yet? How are your variety show shoots going? I usually go to the company for assignments, but there's so much intrigue there. What kind of show are you talking about? I saw the announcement. I think it's called Heart of the Heart. At these words, Bai Xiaoxu suddenly stopped. She tugged at my hand and laughed. Brother, this sounds like a love show. I instantly felt her grip on my palm. I felt uneasy. The air around me had grown thin again. It seemed like every time we broached the topic of relationships, my sister acted strangely. I was afraid our communication might deteriorate. I glanced at her and saw that her eyes were constantly watching me. Brother, do you have a girlfriend? She asked. I never thought about it. I replied, Zhu, are you afraid that I'll fall in love and abandon you? No, you're making things up. I was just asking. She whispered, of course I know you won't leave me, but I don't want to share you with anyone if you treat other women as well as you treat me. I feel like I'm under the gun from her words. She acts as if I belong only to her. Who allowed you to treat me so well? You don't want to run away from me, do you? Her voice sounds commanding, much louder than before. Deep down, I'm worried the depression should be receding, not taking such strange forms. I decide to ask her directly. Zhu, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm really worried. How's your treatment going? Brother, don't worry, she replies curtly. She explains, the doctor prescribed me to take my medication on schedule and to socialize more. Everything is fine, don't worry. Oh, then you should listen more carefully to the doctor's recommendations, I instruct her. But I don't want to talk to others, she snaps. I only want to talk to you, brother. It's okay if you're not in a hurry. I ask her, Zhu, why are you so kind to me anyway? What are you talking about, Zhu? I sincerely don't understand her question. You're my brother and I've been mean to you. Who else are you helping like this? Besides, you know I'm not your sister. Her words make me shudder, as if I were drowning in a deep, dark sea. My steps slow. I don't want to admit the truth, but she notices my state. You don't want to admit that I'm your sister? She asks, looking into my eyes. I realize I said something wrong and my mood worsens. It must have hurt her to hear that. But she doesn't give me time to think. She hugs me tightly and whispers in my ear. Sorry, brother, that's not what I meant. Zhu, I know, I reply. Your parents and I will always be your support. We will always remain family, I tell her, to which she quietly thanks me. Bai Xiaoxu stares at me. She seems ready to kiss me, but at the last moment, common sense prevails. She feels awkward, so she rises on her tiptoes and just kisses my forehead. I remain completely confused. What was that? Where am I? I feel completely confused, while she, looking at my reaction, begins to rejoice. She says, I'm your closest sister, shouldn't I kiss you? You're confused, aren't you? I sigh. We hardly kissed when we were kids, although we sometimes took baths together. That was when I was a kid. How old am I now? What's wrong with being older? She retorts. She acts unreasonably and childishly, choosing the most stupid way to express her feelings, but I can't be angry. I have no choice but to give in to her whims and let her pamper herself. Okay, I say, and Bai Xiaoxu secretly gloats at having achieved his goal. You still have a knack for talking people's minds despite your age, silly girl. What if someone deceives you? Then I'll have to deceive them first, I reply, taking her to a restaurant for dinner. She refuses to eat much, citing the fact that she has already eaten with her parents, so after dinner we go for a walk to the playground. She clings to me, enjoying the privileges of being a sister, as if trying to make up for the 5 years we spent apart. She's greedy, wanting to be the only person by my side for the rest of my life. I notice that with age, she's become even more capricious than she was as a child. But I missed her, so I got used to these oddities. I'm sure I can cope because I'm used to such a capricious sister. Are you nervous about going home tomorrow? I ask. A little, she admits. But you don't have to worry with me, brother. I'm tired. Need some support? Okay, Shen Ai, you're so naive, I smile. You need to eat better in the future. I'll keep an eye on you. Really? When exactly will you start? Bai Xiaoxu's lips lifted slightly in a smile. Will it happen soon? I run up to her and she starts laughing at my reaction. Are you that childish? I don't know which of us is still childish. You're so grown up and you still ask to be carried. You won't love your sister when she grows up, she says. How can that be? I never get tired of Xiaoxu, I reply, watching her listen. She looks thoughtfully into the distance, and the next day after lunch, we board the bullet train. Bai Xiaoxu lies down on the seat, covering his face with his hand and looks out the window, but suddenly turns to me. Brother, I'm feeling a little dizzy, she says, though she appears to have been simply looking out. Motion sickness? You loved driving as a child, that's weird, I say, surprised. I forgot my medication. I thought it would be better on the train. Here, drink some water. Close your eyes and sleep. We'll be there soon. She lays her head on my shoulder without hesitation. I freeze, trying not to move as her silky hair gently slides over my clothes. The subtle scent of her hair envelops me and I am lost in my thoughts. Dear passengers. The announcer's voice sounds, we are approaching Cloud City Station. Please prepare your things. I look at my sleeping sister and realize we're almost there. She begins to slowly open her eyes. Everything is swimming before my eyes as if in a dream. I gather our luggage, getting ready to leave. I helped my sister out of the carriage and we headed towards the exit where our parents were already waiting for us. As soon as I saw their faces, it seemed to me as if all the burden of the last years had melted away, like snow under the spring sun. I handed Xiaoxu over to her parents. Mom, Dad, I miss you so much. Her voice trembled and there was so much unexpressed emotion in it that I could hardly contain myself. That moment reminded me of that very winter I'll never forget. It's good that you're back. Don't leave again, do you hear me? Never, they whispered. I stood silently to the side, watching this touching scene. I didn't want to interfere with their reunion. A feeling of warmth spread through my chest as I watched the family finally become whole again. Half an hour later, we were on our way. We arrived home safely. I walked Xiaoxu to her room and helped her carry her bags. She was amazed. The room looked as if she'd never left. Everything was clean, as if it had been kept in order constantly. Her heart filled with warmth. She was home again. "Brother, thank you and my parents for everything," she whispered, and I saw tears welling up in her eyes again. "Well, if you cry again, I'll call you a crybaby kitty," I said with a laugh, trying to diffuse the situation. She smiled through her tears. "Okay, go wash up. Dinner's almost time," I added. I went to the kitchen to help with dinner, but Xiaoxu was too excited. She kept glancing at her watch. I soon realized why. It was almost 6 o'clock in the evening, the time of my first show. I had prepared everything for viewing in advance. When I returned to the living room to eat, I froze. The TV was already on the right channel. Were they really going to watch my performance with the whole family? I felt terribly awkward. I glanced sheepishly at my sister, but she sat there with an unperturbed expression. "Mom, Dad, this is the show my brother is in. It's his first show. Watch it," Xiaoxu announced happily. "Why didn't you tell us earlier?" my father asked in surprise, and I just smiled apologetically at my sister. The show started, and everyone on set appeared on the screen. They showed me first. I looked relaxed, my hair neatly styled. "Feng Yuan, a student of the acting department at Peking University," the caption read. In the show, I was given the role of not only a participant, but also a commentator. "Wow, what a quality season. The first guy is so cute," came the comments from the broadcast chat, which Xiaoxu brought up on the screen. "Oh, I'm out of my comfort zone for the first time. I'm a little nervous," I said on the screen. Xiaoxu was reading a chat where someone was admiring my lips and jokingly added, "Look, they want to kiss you." She gripped my hand tightly, a strange desire flickering in her eyes. She turned to me as if expecting a reaction. "My dear brother, welcome to the world of stars," I decided to joke. "Why is my son so handsome? I never noticed it before. Those lips are just like me," his mother marveled. And Xiaoxu asked tenderly, "Son, you haven't been kissed yet, have you?" "Not anymore," I replied, looking at my sister in bewilderment. "What is she talking about?" I asked, but Xiaoxu only smiled slyly and looked at Mom. She answered the unasked question with obvious pleasure. "It's me. I kissed my brother on the lips a few times when we were very little."